Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Boston Marathon Bombings Chronicles, volume number 8. I apologize for the abrupt end to the last video. Did not realize my battery was getting that low, but I did tape about a little over an hour and a half of footage, so give me a chance to charge the batteries back up, reload, grab some more cough drops, get some more water from my poor, dry, terrible little throat. Matter of fact, there we go. That's a little bit better. So let's jump right back into this thing as always. I know if you're like me, you're dying to hear more information about, little nuances that happened during the Boston debacle. So let's see where we're at. I believe I was at 5:07 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Either way, that's where we're going to start at. Reporter states that a lot of this doesn't make sense after a correspondent points out that the suspects murdered a cop before he even got out of his vehicle, but released a carjacked victim. That's kind of funny when even Fox questions the narrative, okay, because that source was Fox News. Moving right along, 5:08 Eastern Standard Time. This is from CNN. It's more of a thought, though. The Boston Globe reporter, I noticed, seemed to be reading off of a teleprompter is what it looked like. That will also be in the documentary. And my statement here at 5:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is that, is she reading off a teleprompter on a live story? Think about that one. That one will definitely be in the documentary, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, I give you the exact timestamp on the screen of the TV that this happens and the network that it happened on. So if there's some way for you to go back in retrospect before I finish my documentary to see the actual footage, please try. Let's see, 5:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, news ticker says, and I quote, "Public buses sent to Watertown to evacuate residents," Massachusetts Transportation Authority says. That was being reported on CNN. At 5:18 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, another talking point rears its ugly head again. They're just reiterating that this did not start with a police or FBI raid. And in parentheses, I added my own thought. I think they're trying to dispel the Security Commission guy's email from earlier in the week that I've been telling you about all along. I hope that I'm able to put that into the video of the first video so people can see what I'm talking about. I know that a lot of people have seen it, and I do have a copy of it. If I can find a way to put it in my video and not disturb my audio, I will definitely do so. So at 5:18 Eastern Standard Time, MSNBC, particularly Pete Williams in Washington, gives a timeline for the events here. Number one, they shot a campus officer in the head in Cambridge at MIT. Number two, tried to rob a 7-Eleven. Number three, carjacked a black SUV, held the driver at gunpoint. But, let him go or escape or whatever. It just doesn't make sense. Let's see. Number four, eventually released that man, and he used the word released. Number five, they were chased to Watertown. Number six, shootout with the police. Number seven, black hat gets out of vehicle with suicide vest, which is definitely a change in the narrative now. That's the first time this has come up, I think. Number eight, shot and killed by police. No mention of being run over at this point. Number nine, white hat drove on, eventually abandoning the car. Still no mention of him running over his brother. See what I'm saying here, kids? Number 10, now they're searching for him. And like I said, that was reported by Pete Williams from the DC studios of MSNBC. At 5:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, who is this? Michael Isikoff. Yeah, I don't like that fucker. Suspects believed to have international connections and to be foreign nationals that are here legally. Now here's another timeline. It starts with the 7-Eleven robbery, and in the course of that, number 2, the MIT campus cop shot in the head and killed. So notice that those two are switched from, and you're going to love this because this is the same station reporting different stories within 2 minutes of each other. So notice at 5:18, number 1 was they shot the campus officer in the head at Cambridge, MIT, and then number 2 was tried to rob a 7-Eleven. Now the narrative has changed only 2 minutes later, okay? So let me start over again. Number 1, 7-Eleven robbery, and in the course of that, number 2, the MIT campus cop was shot in the head and killed. Number 3, at that point, carjacking of black Cadillac sedan, SUV. Number 4, carjacking victim kept in car with suspects. Number 5, police chase ensued. Number 6, explosive devices discharged. And in the first narrative, you didn't even hear about the devices being discharged. And then finally, number 7, one suspect dead, the other is Mr. Whitehat. That was from MSNBC, Michael Isikoff, and he's in Boston on the scene. At 5:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the hospital press conference. So, I'm sorry, I kept writing so because Dr. Schoenfeld, or whatever his name is, always starts every question he's asked by the media with so I, or so this, or so. It struck me as fucking weird. Maybe it's just because he's not a public speaker and he's like the people that you see on the news all the time that aren't public speakers that are always going so maybe so here's what the hospital press conference goes over. So sorry, I can't help myself. Dr. Schoenfeld lives in Watertown. He hears the gunshots and the explosions and calls to give a heads up to the emergency room. What? He works at the ER and then dresses to go to work and just happens to work on the bombing suspect. What a coinky dink. The what a coinky dink part is one of my personal thoughts. They say the cause of death is trauma, multiple injuries, gunshots, and blasts. Then a member of the media asked how many gunshot wounds, and the answer is unable to count. And this is going, it says wounds are consistent with a blast or thermal injury. He arrived in cardiac arrest. That was reported on Fox News. Well, the press conference from the hospital was on all the networks. I just happened to be on Fox News. At 5:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we see a police officer on screen literally put a rifle in the face of a cameraman. And in parentheses, I wrote, "I feel more secure already." I mean, he did, and he came right up, and he was like, like this. You know, there's the barrel, and then right above that or below that is a flashlight, and he shot it. He's like, right there. He's right there in your fucking face, and then he takes off. Craziness. That I saw on Fox News at 5:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. People have already got footage of that out there on the internet, so try to find it. You can see what I'm talking about. 5:37, 10 minutes later, Eastern Standard Time, suspect said to be shot and run over. And once approached, was found with explosives strapped to his chest. IEDs all over, and they may shut down transit. So now he's finally said to be shot and then run over. Now, there's no mention of him being run over by the brother. Okay? That was reported by MSNBC. We're getting there, kids. We're getting there. I've only got 27 pages of notes right now, and we're on page 20. We're just starting page 20. Right here at the top of the, oh, great timing, the police presser. So, at 5:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the police press conference begins. Right in the fucking middle of the street. Some crazy, weird shit, man. So, public transportation is shut down. Businesses are told to close for the day. People told not to go to the bus stop or subways, and this includes 6 cities. No vehicle traffic in and out of Watertown, which sounds a lot more like martial law than shelter in place. There was no Q&A. They immediately made their statement, and you know, I don't think these guys wanted to make any Q&As, especially after Dan Badandi really gave the FBI and the authorities hell over whether this was a false flag attack, you know, and what people were present, and so, you know, it gets ugly. This is a very ugly situation here, ladies and gentlemen. Craziness. So at 5:52, and I saw the police press conference on MSNBC. That's where I got my footage from. At 5:52 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the president has been briefed. That's being reported by CNN. At 5:54, suspect that was stripped naked has been released, never to be seen again. Never to be seen again is a private thought of mine, but it's true. It's never been seen again. Even now, as the grand jury indictment has come out, they never say the name of the carjack victim. What they do is they actually just they use initials. I think it's a D as in David and an M as in Michael. But that's easily researchable for you to go take a look at yourself. Now, at 6 a.m. on the hour, Eastern Standard Time, the area around Arsenal Mall is off limits. Not familiar with the Boston area. I've never been to Arsenal Mall, so I don't know why or how that would be significant. But that's being reported by CNN. Now this must be a good one because I've got 2 stars right next to it. You can see that right there. The 2 stars right next to 6:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've seen this on CNN, but this is a personal thought of mine. Mr. White Hat shown in pic. Oh, yeah, check this shit out. And this will definitely be in the documentary too. And you can look around Google, just Google Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, and you'll find the pictures. And what they show here is Mr. White Hat is shown in a pic with a 3 on his hat. Most other pics show him with a 7 on his hat, and some of them show his hat with nothing at all. And I will eventually refer back to this comment. I just want to get that in your mind that that's happening. That over here, yeah, that's right side. Over here on this side. Oh, let me try it. What? You just see me trying to shave in the mirror and shit. That's why I have this long length here. I don't like to do it. I'm not very good at it. But on this side of the head, let's see, back here, around this area, you'll see either a 3 or a 7, and sometimes nothing at all. Google the pictures of this motherfucker and find out for yourself. Anyways, as you can see, if you take a look right down here, you'll see that we are definitely past the 14-minute mark. I just want to thank you for your views and for sticking around, because this has been a long, arduous project. With 8 videos, that puts us up to almost 2 hours of footage, except for the 5 or so minutes of footage that I wasn't able to tape in the previous episode because of the battery dying. But I'll see you soon, probably about 2 clicks away, right?